Title: First Grade Coaching Cycle. Reflect. The Count, Play, Explore logo appears in the lower right with the words Count, Play, Explore for early education. Two adults, Jonathan and Ismarai, sit next to each other at a table. In front of Jonathan is a sheet of paper. In front of Ismarai is a notebook. Between Jonathan and Ismarai is a rectangular-shaped paper with black lines dividing it into 4 quadrants. In the top left quadrant is the outline of a rectangle. In the top right quadrant is the outline of an equilateral triangle. In the bottom left quadrant is the outline of a right triangle. And the bottom right quadrant contains an isosceles triangle that is shaded in white.
All right, Ismarai, what did you think of all that?
That was really exciting. I really liked how students were engaged and they were collaborating together. I think it was a really amazing lesson.
It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of moving parts in that one, so I wasn't quite sure how it would go. So I'm happy to hear that. Let's talk about what you observed, what you heard during that time.
Something that caught my interest was just you allowing students the flexibility to come up and point to it. You know, there was that freedom to move around, wiggle, and just explain. And it was really interesting to see the students just focus on what can they visually see, you know? They mentioned a lot okay, that one's a different color.
Ismarai points to the bottom right quadrant with an isosceles triangle that is shaded in white.
And then diving into oh, well, that's not the same shape. So it was really interesting to see what they were focusing on.
Gotcha. Yeah, that gives multiple entry points, right? So if a student is more focused on the color or the shape or the orientation, it doesn't matter, right? As long as they can defend it. Okay, then what did you think about that sorting activity in all these cards?
Jonathan picks up a stack of yellow cards, each with a different shape, and places them on the table, face up.
I thought that was really fun, just seeing them be able to do that by themselves, and just being able to walk around and just hear why, you know, some of them were able to classify it if they were shaded or not.
Video close-up of the cards and Ismarai's hand pointing to different shapes.
If they were opened or closed, and then also they were okay, well, this one has 4 sides, or these 2 are round. So it was really interesting to hear how each group classified it differently.
Yeah.
They were not all the same.
Yeah, and when I've done this one other time beforehand, and it was interesting because the students in general put them into multiple groups, whereas in this class, they really want to put them in 2 groups, which surprised me. I didn't anticipate that. So it was interesting to hear them do that, and I ended up having 2 or 3 of the groups that I talked to, of the pairs, were well, I have this group and I have this group, and these just kind of don't belong.
Yeah.
I was all right,
yes.
We can do that. But the term open came up with every group I talked to.
Jonathan points to a card with a triangle outline that does not connect.
Kudos to you. They remembered that.
Credits. A special thanks to the children, families, and staff of the Kepler Neighborhood School, without whose help these videos would not have been possible. The Count, Play, Explore logo appears in the lower right with the words Count, Play, Explore for early education.